Hi friends, welcome again. With this class, we'll be studying about the psychology, that's an optional language of the UPSC. Now, you must understand that why we are studying psychology. Let's see around the phenomena that happen day to day basis. We try to understand ourselves, why certain person is doing certain fashion, so on. So, all this comes under the topic of the psychology. So here psychology is nothing but knowing oneself and knowing about others and knowing about why people dream and getting motivated to them. All those things are comes under the psychology. Now here, moving on with the psychology which is defined under 3 studies. I have the context about the psychology is very clear. It's nothing but knowing oneself, knowing others and motivating the people and etc. Now coming with the 3 studies, that is the first one is mental process, experience, behavior and the complex. Talking about the mental process, that is nothing but study of the consciousness or the awareness. The second one is experience. The study of experience, how you experience the world, and definitely this is a subjective feeling. Let's take an example. Let's say a person meditating will have his own experience than the person who is not meditating. The second example is like similarly a drug addict person experience will be very different from a normal person. The next is behavior. Behavior, it is a response or a reaction to any of the activity. Behavior here can be classified into two, that is internal and external. Similarly, when we are studying the psychology, let's take a good example of the Major HPS Ahluwalia. So Major General Ahluwalia, he was paralyzed, waist down, and when he suffered with an injury in a war with Pakistan, still then he climbed the Mount Everest. Now, what the idea led him to climb Mount Everest? So what were the things that was going into his mind? So all these things are the issues that psychology tries to address. So I hope here the context is very clear. Now let's talk about the brain and mind. Brain versus mind. Now when we say brain, we say it by brain imaging techniques. We can understand what is going in and around the brain. However, when we talk the mind, this has an interaction or an experience that is not shared as a part of brain. That means it is very clear here that mind works more with the interaction. So here brain versus mind is nothing but brain activities are observed by the brain imaging. Unlike the brain, the mind does not have a physical structure or the mind does not have in any location. So here the study is nothing but remembering, learning, knowing, perceiving the etc. Now moving on, the initial study of the psychology being composed of two words. One is psych and the second is logo. That means study of soul or mind. Now this study of soul or mind was taken and modified as study of behavior or experience. Now when we say study of behavior or experience, it was divided into 3 aspects. Study of individual, study of dynamic behavior, study that means interaction between two people. The third one is study of communication or an organizational behavior where many people are involved. The last topic that talks about the interdisciplinary of the psychology. The psychology, as we said, derived from the mother branch philosophy. It talks about the relations with medicines. Counseling could be given in a post-operation phenomena or a person studying in an ICU. Talking about the economics, we have the economic behavior where we can predict their growth, where we can predict their behavior, etc. Then next we have the interaction of the groups like social groups, etc. Here computer science talks about the sequential and simultaneous process of information. So here interdisciplinary talks about the philosophy, medicine, economics, political science, sociology and the computer science. So with this all we cover almost the first chapter of the psychology, that is NCERT class 11th. We'll be coming up with the more lecturers in psychology in the coming days. So stay tuned, do subscribe my channel guys. Have a nice day, bye bye.